Traveling can be expensive. Are you planning a new trip? Well, I'm going to show you my top tips on how to save money on your trip. So there are so many different ways on saving money on travel. Now, there's stuff that you can do pre-trip and also on your trip as well to cut down on all of those costs. I am pretty much a pro at finding deals and finding ways to cut the costs so I can either travel longer or travel more. Now, in this video, I'm going to share with you my top 5 things. There's obviously a lot more. If you want more information and more ways to save money, you can go ahead and check out my blog, or I also have online courses that teach you how to build and do your trip properly so you're not spending a fortune. My first one is you want to go in low or shoulder seasons. Now, this is the time when there's not going to be a ton of people. It has a lot of good reasons why you want to travel during these times. Yes, the weather can be a little bit iffy, but it can also be much better because if you're going to somewhere that's super hot during the summer or the high season, then you're not going to be melting the whole time. Plus, being around a lot more people. So where you can, look at the shoulder season and low season. It's a different experience and it's so much more better. So much more better. So much better. Number 2 is you don't need to go to every paid monument, attraction, all that type of stuff. There are so many places that, yes, you go in and you pay, and understandable. But you don't need to go into every single one. Sometimes they are just as beautiful from the outside. So determine which ones you want to go into, really into, and then ones that you're just fine just exploring the area around it and seeing it from the outside. Now, I've done this multiple times. I don't go into a whole lot of places, but ones that really I really want to see, I definitely pay and go into, but just don't assume that you have to go into every single one. Number 3 is grocery stores are your friend. Now, if you are going obviously you're going probably for a week or more, and you want to take a look at how you live at home. Yes, you're on vacation, you want to spoil yourself, but if you're looking to save money on your trip, kind of go out with a little bit more than what you would do at home. So you're not eating out at every single meal of the day. Most of the times you'll go out for dinner maybe up to 3 times a week. Now, you can go out more than that during your trip, but do it strategically. So the first thing, you want to go to the grocery store and pick up breakfast items. Or if you're in a place if you're not a big breakfast eater, you can just go and get like a small pastry or something in one of the cafes near you, if that is a thing where you are. Now, other than that, go to the grocery store for lunches. Lunches are great to be able to pick up those small sandwiches or just a small little picnic that you can take to a park. Plus your wine, if you're drinking wine, especially if you're in Europe, it's going to be so much cheaper buying it from the grocery store. Now, from here, you can also do this for your evenings, but just want to mix it up and decide which meals you definitely want to go out for, and then subsidize that with going to grocery stores and picking up supplies to bring back to your accommodations, and also for you to eat on the go as well and have some little picnics. The 4th thing is using your 2 feet or public transportation to get around. So this is a big one. People don't necessarily understand how much walking you're going to be doing when you are traveling. So it's not always for everyone to walk everywhere. But if you are going to be going to a lot of different places, check out the public transportation. This is going to be so much cheaper than getting Ubers or taxis all of the time. Yes, you can splurge when you're dying, you just want to get home, or you're in a rush and you need to get to a certain place. Grab an Uber, grab a taxi, whatever you like. But on the whole and most part is use your feet, and then also go into the public transportation. That is what all the locals are using. And plus, when you are walking everywhere, you see so many things that you never would have experienced. So the more you walk around everywhere, the more you're going to be able to have a more unique and just a local experience. And then lastly, my fifth tip is to look for low cost accommodations. So if you are staying by yourself, like if you're traveling on your own, or maybe if you're traveling with a friend or a partner, a lot of these can be used for this. So you want to look for room only for Airbnbs. So don't rent out the whole place. A lot of them have just their rooms for rent. You'll be able to just come and go because you're not going to necessarily be in your accommodations for a long period of time. You're just there to sleep. So be able to use that room at a much lower cost than renting out a whole place. And plus you also have a local there to ask any questions, which is super helpful. Another one is hostels. Yes, I know a lot of people do not like sleeping in hostels, but there are so many different types and kinds and age groups and all sorts of things. They really are not as bad as you are imagining. And hostels also have private rooms available. They're a great way to meet lots of people and be able to share some experiences with others. Another one is couch surfing. This one is free if you are a solo female traveler, or if it's just like you and one of your girlfriends, your friends. I would definitely recommend only staying with women hosts, because you just never know sometimes what the dynamics are when you're staying with a male host. This one is a little bit more rough. You want to see how you're going to be sleeping, where you're going to be sleeping, because there have been instances that it was not clear. So you want to make sure that it's very clear on what you are getting yourself into. Another one is house swapping. If you do have a place back home and you are looking to go to a place and the other person is looking to come to your place, you can house swap. So you go on to these house swapping websites, sorry, I forgot the word there, and be able to just swap houses completely. And it makes for a great way to travel very inexpensively. And then lastly, you can collect points for hotel chains. Hotel chains. And all you have to do is get a branded card for a hotel that you like staying at, or you can get some of those just travel points cards where you can use your points towards any travel items. Do this, start collecting all of those points, and you'll be able to stay for free for some of the nights that you are away. Depending on how quickly you accumulate these points, depends on how many places how many nights you'll be able to get to stay for free. So even if you can't do your whole trip for those free points, at least you can get there for maybe 3 days or 3 nights and be able to use those free points and then just move to somewhere else for the rest of your trip. So I hope this gives you some great ideas on how to save money on your trip. Now, if you have any questions, pop them down below. I would love to answer them for you. If you want to learn more things about travel, subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you along. And lastly, if you want any more tips and tricks about traveling, make sure you download my free travel checklist. In it, I go through the top 10 things that you should be doing prior to going on your next trip. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Okay, bye.